Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the rules might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for personal reading with me, okay? So in this reading, Sagittarius, it's going to be a you versus them format. We're going to be looking at your past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I am also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? Wow. Interesting. Some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio though, because the challenges are exactly the same. This is very interesting. I just did Scorpio earlier. But anyway, let's talk about it, okay? Sagittarius. In the past, you have the Page of Wands and you also have the Hierophant in upright position. From their side, they have the Eight of Pentacles and they have also the Ten of Pentacles in upright position. I feel that in the past, you believed. You believed over a connection that you felt that, you know what, this is it. Because for some reason you felt in the beginning as if like you are either free or you feel safe. It is the kind of like safety that your inner child, you think that your inner child always wanted, okay? Because it just makes you feel free. It makes you feel as if like, you know, I could conquer the whole world. I could be playful again. This person feels so understanding. This person feels as if like I could be myself and they're going to love me no matter what. And I do see this connection as being something that is more than just a typical relationship. I see the spiritual meaning behind it. Okay, so you believed in this connection very, very much. Now, in the present moment, they have the, in the past, they have the Eight of Pentacles and they also have the Ten of Pentacles in upright position. They felt the same way too. Not only do they think that, you know, me and Sagittarius could actually be something, they actually thought that, you know, this is going to be a long-term relationship that is going to provide me with like a lot of safety and security. This person is working and, you know, always wanted to work on this connection to work because they see the future potentials in it. Okay. Now in the present moment, however, you have the Seven of Cups and you also have the Ten of Swords in upright position. There's so many things here that are very, very confusing for you. Okay. And you're trying to find meanings behind that. And it seems to me as if like the reality of this connection at this present moment isn't truly something that you were expecting or something that you were fantasizing or you were dreaming about in the past. And that's in itself make you be at a position where you're having a bit of a cognitive dissonance or confirmation bias because you're confused. So which one is the truth? Was it what I thought it was, what I thought they were? Or is it the right now? So it seems to me as if like you're having a bit of a problem when it comes to merging these two different realities and to really decide on which one is the truth so that I could move forward. Which one is the truth so that I could finally, you know, move forward with something here. Now in the present moment, they have the Star and they also have the Nine of Pentacles in upright position. They do still see you as being their wish fulfillment though, but I feel that one of the biggest problem when it comes to this connection has a lot to do with either the principles or the idea or where both of you wants this relationship to be. You know, it seems to me as if like you two, you meant well, both of you, okay? But it's just the direction that is so different. Or the way in which you perceive your ideal relationship in comparison to theirs is very, very different. And again, it's something that is normal because, you know, I'm going to give you an example. Even my idea of commitment could be very, very different than yours. My idea of loyalty can be very different from yours. My idea of loyalty and faithfulness is actually very different from, you know, some people that I'm really, really close with, my friends. So it's something that is normal. And I feel that one of the biggest problem when it comes to this connection is to really, really work on these differences. Is like, because You felt this way. You thought it was going to be this way. This is the ideal thing that you think it is going to be. And they have like, no, this is my dream. This is how it's going to be. This is what I believe this relationship is to be. So that there is the differences. That is what has become some sort of an issue when it comes to this connection. Okay. Now in the future, Six of Pentacles and also the Eight of Cups in upright position. I feel that in the future, you're still invested until you're not. There's going to be some point in time where you're like, no, I don't think I want this anymore. And you're just walking away from it. But again, from this person's side, they have the Four of Cups and also the Hanged Man. It's like, because of these differences, Sagittarius, or it could actually be the differences of love language, there is this sense of not impressed. So I get you. I get you very much, because you're like, no, I've been trying to, but they're not noticing it, and they've been trying to, and you're not noticing it. It's because it's either the love language differences or because of these expectations. I'm expecting this and you're giving me something that is entirely different. And again, this person, I feel that what you give to them, they're being very, very unimpressed by it. And they're like, I'm going to wait until you give me what you want, Sagittarius. And at some point in time, I feel that in the future, you're done with that. And even if you're done with that and you started to withdraw your energy and you totally moved on, they're like, no, eventually I know that Sagittarius is going to be, what I want them to be, what I actually expect them to be. You know what I mean? Not only is the problem is what I mentioned earlier, but there seems to be a very lack of compromising here. Sagittarius are actually really great at compromising though, because we're mutable signs, right? We bend for people until we can't bend no more, and then we'll snap right back, and people are going to be surprised that, whoa, like I never actually thought that you're actually going to be done with bending for me. Yeah. Only then they realize that, actually Sagittarius is a fire sign, because Sagittarius aren't really showing their fiery natures sometimes, not often. And I know that because I'm a Sagittarius. But anyway, let's clarify your cards. I want to clarify the present moment with the Star. You see, I see it really clearly. How you're expecting them to do something and they want to do things in their own ways and they think that that is enough. Okay? So they still see you as their wish fulfillment. They still see you as a directions in which they want to go to. They still want to involve, and they still see you as being very, very physically attractive and emotionally attractive as well. They do like the intensity of what this connection brings to them. But again, what they do isn't enough. Because it's not what you want, you know what I mean? It isn't what you want. And I've been doing thousands of personal readings, and I get this a lot, what the other person is actually, I want them, but I did in my own way, and it wasn't enough because that's not what they wanted. And then you would have another person who's like, I get the fact that this person loves me, but love in a relationship, as you all know, is not enough, right? Because love is all about actions. But why can't they show me the actions? And it's like, well, isn't that the actions? And, my client will be like, well, okay, but that's not what I want. So yeah, that's the biggest issue when it comes to this connection. The incompatibility, which is a big deal. And you've put labels on them as well. You know that song Numb by Linkin Park? Tired of being what you want me to be. Feeling so faithless, asunder the... I don't know what you're expecting of me. Well, yeah, it says both of you are victims of each other's expectation. You might say, well, is it so hard to expect this? And it's like, well, you could expect things, but actually in the beginning you needed to make sure that you're expecting somebody you're expecting something from somebody who could actually give it to you. That is why when it comes to deciding on being in a relationship and somebody, compatibility is very important. Now, so people assume things. You assume things about them, they assume things about you. They're ready for some transformation when it comes to this connection. But again, they also have like a lot of questions inside of their mind in terms of your feelings, in terms of your intentions, in terms of, do you really want this, Sagittarius? Do you really need them, Sagittarius, and etc.? So in this present moment, this person is taking so much precautions when it comes to protecting their heart chakra. They're trying to manifest you here by a lot. And this feeling of questioning, wondering, anxieties surrounding this relationship got even more intense since Scorpio season this year. So it was about last month where they started to, feel very, very anxious about this connection. Now, from your side, you're like, okay, you know what? I am done being disappointed over and over again. I'm done expecting something from somebody who doesn't want to give it to me and who keeps on causing me like a lot of pain. I need to take my practical life back again. I need to be practical when it comes to my life, and I just need to be focusing on the important aspect of my life. I actually want to clarify the Six of Pentacles first. I feel that both of you at some point in time in the future here, Sagittarius, are going to try to work it out again. I see you investing some things into here. I see you giving something into here. They love you very much to a point where they're like, oh, maybe I should risk it. Maybe I should risk my expectations and what I want. But again, they snap back really quickly. So you know how it feels, right? When it comes to, okay, you know what? I got boundaries. And then somebody comes in, the person that you love very much comes in and they're like, oh, damn, I just love them so much. I'm just so, obsessed with them, and I'm going to give in something. And they're like snapping back out of it. Like, no. I got to stick to what I want. I got to stick to what my expectations are. There's nothing wrong, again, as I said, with having expectations. But again, you got to have expectations towards somebody that you know full well is capable of giving it to you, and not, hoping that somebody who can give it to you eventually could give it to you. That's just not realistic. Now, I do see both of you working things out together again, but again, I see this person snapping back quickly and becoming, I'm not going to say not interested, but not impressed. You're not doing enough, Sagittarius. You're not this. And again, it's not because you're not doing enough. It's because you're just so different. You're just so incompatible with one another. Oops. And because of all of these confusions, Sagittarius, I feel that eventually you're going to be at a point where you're like, you know, no, I think you guys are going to expand your network by a lot next week. I think you're going to be hanging out a lot. You're going to be meeting like a lot of friends, and you're going to actually be hanging out more than you do last week or this week. But I feel that there's going to be an emotional withdrawal that is going to come for you, where you were always have been very, very invested into somebody, and you're no longer going to be that invested in this person in the future, and you're going to be, but again, for you it's easier that way, because whatever this person is doing is not really going to be affecting you that much, because you're simply unbothered by it. I don't feel that you're going to get hurt in a way that you got hurt in the past, and then also in the present moment, because there is a level of, it's hard for me to describe it, but I know that you understand what I'm trying to say, because Sagittarius love, or a fire sign love, is very, like, you can sense it. Like when we're in love, we're just focused on somebody, we're laser focused on somebody, so we can feel it, that person can feel it. But when the love is being decreased, or is going to be withdrawn or dimmed a little bit, like you could feel it, that person could feel it as well, in a way that the priority rank that this person is going to be upholding in your life in the future is not going to be that much of an importance that their priority rank prior to this. Now, from this person's side, I feel that eventually the table is going to be turned, because, I mean, how more can you impress somebody who is never going to be impressed by you, right? It's like seeking a validations from somebody who never gives you any type of validity or any type of recognition. Like, you tried so hard, you think you tried so hard, at least be grateful for it. But you just feel tired of fighting for this. You just feel tired of investing in this, to a point where I feel that, I'm just going to take off. I'm just going to be focusing on things that is important. I'm just going to be focusing on things that is actually just going to make me feel like myself, or I feel actually appreciated or something. You would actually feel a bit more generous next week, Sagittarius. It's like, you'd probably pay for your friend's drink, or you're just going to tip your driver a lot more, or there's something about you being more generous next week. Okay. Now, from this person's side, the moment that you start, again, when that laser sharp focus is no longer on them, not only can you feel it, but they could feel it too. That's when they start feeling, or they start noticing your absence. And that's when I feel that this person is going to be a bit wondering, like, okay, why am I not getting the same amount of intensity that I used to be getting from Sagittarius? Why? Like, even if you were in no contact, they still feel that you're there, There's still this, I'm not going to say expectations, but they could still feel that you're there, because, again, like, fire signs love is so intense, like, you could actually feel that it's being there. And I feel that they would feel it in the future. And that is going to be the leading point where they're starting to wonder, oh no, like, am I actually losing Sagittarius? Am I actually, pushing Sagittarius away from me and everything like that? And that's going to be the moment where they're going to be making a move towards you. They're going to be making some sort of attempt towards you, which will then get you excited. But again, you're not going to be affected much by it, because your priorities is set on something else. So in a way that, because it is no longer that much of an importance for you, whether this person is going to leave, whether this person is going to hurt you, or whether this person is going to, act the way that they act that cause you like a lot of pain, you're not going to be bothered by it anymore. Just because, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it's hard to explain that with words, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. Okay, let's pull some advice card for you. Whoopsie. This is the After Tarot deck, so it's going to be very, very different than the Rider-Waite Tarot. But anyway, the advice here has a lot to do with you needing to focus a lot more on the practical stuff that you have in your life. So it could be around your house, it could be around your car, it could be around your bills, it could be around your careers or your finances. But I feel that there's something here in terms of you needing to focus a lot more on that. Now, the second of all is that I feel that you need to give yourself a pat on your back. You see how this person is actually admiring the work that he has done. Okay? There's something here that you need to be proud of. It could be around your love and relationship. You could be proud of the fact that, comparing myself to when I was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I've actually improved quite a lot in my life. Or it could be about, wow, like my career is really taking off, good job. Or the things that I've done actually is manifesting or resulting into something that is beautiful. Give yourself a pat in the back, okay? Now, you have the Four of Cups. This is interesting. I feel that at this present moment, okay, understanding what doesn't serve you is very important, because I feel that you've been in the cycle of accepting things that doesn't serve you, and ended up realizing that, oh no, like, no, they're wasted cups. No, they're wasted cups. Oh no, I believed into something. I believed in something. Now, it's much more important for you to understand yourself better. What are my emotional desires? What are my emotional needs? What are my goals? Who am I as a person? What is it that I'm looking for in a partner? What is it that I'm looking for in a relationship, and etc. By knowing all of these things, what do I need? Not want. Okay, we could want all of the stuff, but those things may not be something that we need. What you need, okay? Let's change that. By knowing exactly what is it that you need, it's going to be easier for you to filter the things that you accept, to filter the things that you receive. Because if it's not what you want, if it's not what you need, then, filter it out. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Because I feel that you've been wearing your rose-colored glasses every time you make decisions about something, okay? And Sagittarius have that tendency of trying to see the good in people. Nah, that person can't be that bad. Okay, I trust them that time because I'm hopeful. I'm wearing my rose-colored glasses, but now it's time for you to take it off and understand a lot more about yourself when it comes to accepting things in your life, okay? So I think that is it from reading for you here, Sagittarius. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye-bye guys. Have a great day. I love you.